Hello everybody, and welcome. I am Sammy15, the Dragon Tamer here, and welcome to Mad Dragon Tuesday, where each and every week we take a look of a bad dragon idea, bad deck that features dragons in it, and we see whether or not this will do good. Play a few games with it, maybe once or twice, and see how well we can do with it. And as usual, last several weeks anyway. Um, Later on tonight, a few hours from when I'm posting this, I'll be doing a Mad Dragon Tuesday live stream on Twitch. So the link to my Twitch channel will be down below in the links and the description. So please check that out. So please check that out in a few hours from now. Um, so we're gonna play a bunch of Mad Dragon decks and a bunch of dragons in it. So if you like dragons, then please show up for that, please. Also, you've probably seen this on Friday, where I was facing against Divine Darkrai, but I didn't really do well, and that was more of a just trying to test out the deck. This is more of a consistent deck, I like to think. So I changed the deck list a little bit, but I think it's a little bit more consistent. I like this deck list better. So yeah, you've probably seen this before, but now you actually get to see what is in this deck, as some of you have been requesting that. Alright, first things first, we have the 3 Dragonite. With the Tropius, we just for the return ability, and Energy Press is not a bad attack too. It's good against Seismitoad if Seismitoad has a lot of freaking, if there's a lot of energy in play on your opponent's Seismitoad, all you need to do is, let's see, all you need to do is have your opponent have 4 energy on their field, and then with the DC attached to this, you'll be knocking them out. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, I think, if you ever need the ability to do so. We also have Mewtwo, because the best counter for Mewtwo are the Mewtwo's. We played 3 Verzian with the Verdant Wind ability on as Emerald Slash, which is really good, and you really want to start with this. I kind of want to play 4 though. I don't really have the resources or packs, especially packs, to be trading to get a 4th one right away, but eventually I will plan on getting a 4th one. You probably see me have a 4th one next week, probably, if I'm lucky enough to do well at some of the tournaments I'll be participating in. We also have Altaria, which is good to give Dragonite some extra boost. Right, if you discard energy, your Dragonite's doing 120. Plus 2 Altaria, that's 160. Plus a Muscle Man, that's 180. So if you get 2 Altaria in a Muscle Man, that is a one-hit knockout. So that's why I like this Altaria in the deck. Though it's more of a fun. I think the just straight reason Dragonite is better. And I'll be doing a deck profile on that in a week or 2 as well. So don't worry about that. Let's look at the other stuff in this deck. Of course, we have Super Scoop Up Cyclone. There's our ace back. And 4 Super Scoop Ups. So we can use Bust In, its ability, as much as we can. Keep trying to bust in, do a lot of damage. We have 2 switches, 2 Mega Fun to get rid of those pesky Garbodor. I think I might want to play 3. We play Energy Retrieval so we can get back some energy, because you do run an energy kind of fast in this deck. Professor's Letter to search for our lightning energy. Play 3 Ultra Ball. Sacred Ash to get back Altaria, and maybe a Tropius if we need it. Maybe a Mewtwo, maybe another Dragonite. Supporter lines is a little weird. Of course, we have the 4N and 4 Professor Sycamore. And then we play 3 Colress, which is good because you probably will have a pretty big bench, so that's the reason for that. And then we have something we have, of course, the 2 Lysandra. I feel like if I can, I will always want to play 2 Lysandra in a deck. And something that's a little odd in this deck, some people may think, is Cassius. You have 1 Pokemon and all cards attached to it into your deck. Now this is kind of like Scoop Up Cyclone, but only it's in your deck. So I only recommend using this if you have a Colress or N also in your hand, or you hope to get one. So yeah. Also for Stadium, we play Mountain Rain, which may sound a lot. Some people are like, oh, just play Mr. Mime. Well, I would play Mr. Mime, but the reason why I play Mountain Rain is because I don't play Stadium in this deck to begin with, and I really feel like I need to play Stadium in this deck to get some of the other, rid of some of the other stadiums in the format. There's several different, there's tons of stadiums in this format right now. The popular ones are Burbank City and Fighting Stadium. Just keep playing Mountain Ring to get rid of those. I could play Mr. Mime instead, but you know I don't really have to risk too much playing starting with it. And I just like stadiums better, you know. If I can't afford to play stadiums, maybe I should play a third one. I don't know. Play, of course, 3 Muscle Man, 8 Grass Energy, 3 Lightning, and 2 Herbal Energy. Now, I'm not 100% sure if you can VirNite Wind and Herb Energy onto one of your Grass Pokemon or not, but I'll ask someone about that later. So this is my Virizion Dragonite Altaria deck. More of an in-depth look at it. So, please like, subscribe, and all that facility stuff. See ya, bye-bye. Nah, I'm kidding. So we're going to save this. Virizion Dragonite. Altaria. Oh, wow. Let's think of a fun name for this thing then. How about, let's see. Fluffy VirNite? I don't know. Let's do that. Fluffy VirNite. Yep. Let's do that. Fluffy VirNite. It's a thing now. Fluffy VirNite. Alright, that's what I'll be calling my this thing, because you call it a Garchomp, Altaria Fluffy Chomp, and I'm gonna call this Fluffy VirNite. It's not a bad name, even if I do say so myself. I think it's a pretty somewhat decent name. Alright. Fluffy VirNite, and let's play. Now this is not a very good deck, so I don't recommend playing this at regionals. Maybe in a league challenge, but you know, this is probably gonna end up building this deck in real life. Maybe not, I don't know. Though I think like Virizion Genesect will be a better fit for me. You know, I don't know why, but anyway, we have a pretty decent start. Now we have a very decent start. Let's put down Swablu just to start things off. And Tropius. And I think I'm just going to end my turn here. There's nothing else I really need to do here. I see my opponent has a Landerous, so I think my opponent may be playing a it's probably a Psychic Pokemon as well. I would probably guess maybe a Mewtwo, I think. Well, it's going to get another Landorus in play. It's fine. And a Muscle Band. My opponent's going to be doing 70. That's not very nice. Maybe for 70. Oh, it's going to Great Ball. So and a Fampi. I think my opponent just has a bunch of stuff. Tried to make this deck as competitive as he could, but he only has so much stuff, so that's fine. So we're doing 30 to my Swablu. I don't like that. Ooh, I have a decision to make here. I'm kind of colorless, but do I really want to get rid of my Lightning Energy? But I think I do, just so I can save my my Swablu for getting knocked out right away. Pretty sure my opponent knows what I have in my hand. Not knows what I have in my hand, but has a very... Oof, I whiffed on the energy. It's a fairly good idea what I'm playing. That stinks. I totally whiffed on the energy, so that stinks as well. Should have put the Lightning Energy, but I didn't know I would not get into it, but oh well. That's fine. Also plays down a Kira, maybe a counter for other Landerous, I would guess. Alright. Let's get an energy here. Now we get a Muscle Band. And my Altaria is probably going to get knocked out. That's fine. Opponent's going to take a turn 2 prize. That stinks. So it's my opponent's turn now. I can still bust in this turn, which is nice. You know, my opponent's just hammering away at my poor Altaria. You know, just wish I would get my stadium in play. Opponent's going to take a 3-prize turn. Probably going to get rid of those Colress. Get stat knockout and come back with both my Swablu, my Altaria, and my Virizion. So that's not very too good for me. I, of course, remove my Tropius, I think it's you call it, and an Ultra Boy, 2 Colress. Okay. Oh, of course. Of course I don't get the lightning energy. Sucks. Crap. I'll be hitting for not enough. Alright, now I got some stuff going. My vote's going to be 30 and 30 on the bench. Okay. Flip heads. Alright, now what do I pick up? I think I pick up the Dragonite. Jet Sonic. I just hit him for 100, and that is a knockout. And I'm doing okay here now. My opponent's going to be hitting me for 60 damage, and I would love to get my freaking other stadium in play. My opponent's going to probably bring up the Mewtwo. I don't know what my opponent's going to Karina for, maybe a Switch or a Bicycle or something along those lines. Oh, another Donphan. I really figured that much. It's probably didn't really matter what fighting Pokemon he got. He's mostly probably going to dig for an item here. Maybe a Muscle Band, hit me for 80. Yep. I would actually probably use the Mewtwo. Granted, the Mewtwo is not knocking me out, but oof. This is so nice. Okay. My Zandra, that thing. Do some damage to that. I'm just gonna Jet Sonic for just an 80. You know, I don't need to have a Muscle Band attached to it right away. I'm also thinking maybe playing DCE in this deck as well. You know, it just makes sense. Not DCE, but Max Potion. Just in case if I have this, a Dragonite stranded, so or something along those lines. I don't really want to end my opponent here. Just heal 30. I don't want to my opponent, so I just got the Juniper. Or Sycamore. Get another Virizion in play, so I can have the ability activated. Get the Altaria, another Virizion back in my deck for the Mewtwo. Deck set Sonic for 100. And we really weren't using Altaria that much in this matchup and this battle, but I really don't think you probably don't need Altaria that much. It's kind of hard to use Altaria without the dragon thing. Let's see. How much damage am I doing with this? Does have muscle band. I'm doing 60. Not necessarily knocking them out here. Hitting for 100. I don't think I need to Cassius. Actually, I'll just Cassius this Dragonite. You know, just get that thing out of the way. I'll just Jet Sonic for... Yeah, just Jet Sonic for 100. Get a prize here. I don't think my opponent can knock me out here anyway. The only way if my opponent were to maybe get a strong energy onto the Donphan and Muscle Band. No, my opponent's not even doing any of that. I don't think my opponent has the need here. That's fine. Think, what would I call my opponent's deck? A Landerous Donphan deck, I would probably say. Oof, I probably should have done to the Tropius. Especially since it just has a bunch of random energy. I think that was probably the better play, to be honest. But I think I kind of like this deck the way it is now. My worry right now, though, is I am a bit worried that my let's see, I'm gonna put down the Mewtwo because you never know. Juniper should have put down the lightning energy, but I don't really think I'll need another one. As long as I just keep swapping between two, that's probably fine. Lightning, the grass. Grass. Yeah, I think I'm good. Yeah, just another grass to be safe. Lightning energy and grass energy go back into my hand. Super scoop up. Get that freaking Dragonite back into play so I can use it later. I'll just hit for 80 now. I don't need to hit for 100. Now this deck is actually a pretty darn good deck if you can just keep on just swapping Dragonites per turn. If you can keep just using Dragonite each and every single Dragonite's ability each and every single turn, in theory you should be fine. In theory, you have 7 different ways of getting Dragonite back into your deck or hand. So, not to mention you play Sacred Ash. I think I probably want to play Sacred Ash anyway. Too bad freaking Super Rod's not in the format. Otherwise, I would definitely want to play 2 of those, maybe. I think I pretty much have a game. Ooh. I know I have a game. Bring out that wounded Landerous. My opponent, yep, my opponent just just gives up, you know? Because he's like, ah, I can see the writing on the wall. You just bust in with another Dragonette, have fun with that. So this deck is actually a lot of fun to play if you can keep getting heads and you just flip tails the whole entire stupid game. It's not gonna be fun for you, my friend. So this is only recommended if you actually have somewhat decent luck, and if you don't mind flipping all the time to like get Dragonite back in your deck. Also, I do recommend playing the Cassius. Cassius is pretty good in this deck. I also recommend playing the Sacred Ashes too, so you can play multiple Dragonite, or just in case you get a Dragonite knocked out, you can just have another one ready to go in your deck or two. That's what I like about this deck. There's also another card that's going to be coming out in a few months, a new set called Phantom Forces, I think it's called. It's a card called the Landerous Last Resort, where both you and your opponent shuffle your discard piles back into your deck with the exclusion of any Landerous Last Resort. Now that's pretty good. Well, it's probably going to be good in certain decks. I feel like it's going to be good in this deck, because the ability to just shuffle every card you just use back into your deck, with the exception of the Landerous Last Resort, is pretty good. It's going to be playable in certain decks that run out of other resources fairly fast, so I don't think it's broken, because it's also giving your opponent that your opponent has to do it as well. But I do feel like it's going to be playing in some decks. You know, it's going to see some play. I really do think so. Anyway, I'm just talking at this point. So once again, come back in a few hours on my Twitch stream, where I'm going to be playing online with Mad Dragon Tuesday stream. So please like, subscribe, and all that silly stuff. And I'll see you guys next time.